Jenny joins us up next in NYC. Jenny, welcome to the show.
Hi, guys. Thank you for taking my call.
Absolutely. How can John and I help?
Okay, so we owe $117,000 in debt, mostly consumer debt. 20,000 of those are to the IRS. We are already on payment plans with the IRS. That's the first thing we did when we found out we owed them money. We've made every stupid financial decision possible. We've made them. And
Welcome to the club.
I am expecting a child in 2 months. I am currently working remotely. I have one child in school and one with me while I work remotely and we can choose money. I thought we were living within our means. We thought we were doing everything we had to do until I noticed that all of our credit cards were maxing out. And I'm like, how is this possible? No, we can't do that. I did a detailed budget and we had a $1,100 deficit on a monthly basis. And we've been doing that for the past almost year.
That's how you go into $117,000 in debt, for sure.
Yes, and not only that, we purchased a home. We bought the least expensive home that we can purchase in the New York City area, New Jersey area. And once you open one wall that you think, oh, this $5,000 that I have to save up will help us do this one wall. Once you open that one wall, you realize that you just, it was a money pit. And we've spent over $100,000 fixing. So that's where most of our consumer debt comes from. It's us putting stuff on the credit cards to fix the house, because once one thing was fixed, 20 other things were broken. And then we have car issues. We don't have any car payments. Our car's really old and have been paid for. But like I said, everything else, it's a lot of consumer debt. Now, when we saw that, and I've been listening to you guys for the past 3 weeks since we started our budget, I'm angry, I'm mad, I don't know what else to do. And I am every feeling in between to get me started and motivated to just do it. My husband has been able to pick up 12 extra hours and overtime at work. But just to commute to work, it costs us around $1,200 a month between tolls and gas. We are about 2 hours away from where we live. And taking public transportation is going to be a 6-hour commute, 3 going and 3 coming back.
What's he doing for work?
He works at an airport in the other state. So he helps with the audit of the documents that are needed for the FAA.
Hey, Jenny, I'm going to ask you a hard question, okay? And I normally make jokes about this, and I'm not playing, okay? I hear it in your voice, okay? You're a scared mother of young kids with another one on the way, okay? I hear it in you. There is something, and people can roll their eyes, and I get that, and it's worth rolling your eyes at. But if you're born and raised in Texas and you're born and raised in New York, there's an extra, you can't leave, right? Are you connected to New York?
Yes. And, well, we have our employment who are very flexible with us. That's one of them. Second one of it, we actually moved to the next state closer just because we couldn't afford living in New York anymore.
No, I'm talking about cut ties completely and go to another state where you can keep your income, your state income tax, where you can get some breath in your life. You've created a life for yourself that your bodies cannot exist in. You cannot commute 6 hours a day and be parents and be married and be connected to one another. You just can't. You can't run a deficit of $1,100. $1,200 of that is just in taxes and in tolls and in gas commuting. You see what I'm saying? Like, you've created a life that you can't exist in, and it may be that the Northeast isn't the place for you and your family right now. Is that an option for you? Cut ties with this house. You've lost it. It's fine. Can we go somewhere and start over? Because this isn't working, man. You're drowning.
It is. We are. So we are drowning, and we made it to the point where we are now at a 700 surplus with the overtime that we're going to be doing.
I know, but hon, but that's temporary.
Yeah.
You're working overtime. You're commuting all over the place. Your cars are falling apart, right? You see, there's so much. These are Band-Aids. Am I right? If I'm wrong, tell me, but it sounds like I'm right.
You're right.
The extra 700 throwing at 117,000, it is a never-ending battle at that point. And so we're trying to find any way you can drastically reduce expenses and increase or keep your income. And that might mean making some big sacrifices that you don't want to do right now.
Yeah.
What's your mortgage payment?
$2,400.
What's your take-home pay?
Clean after everything. It's $6,200.
Is the house in sellable condition? Could you sell it and not lose your backside on it right now?
I won't be able to lose after everything we've invested in the house. We'll lose.
Y'all would do okay?
No, we would not.
Oh, you would?
We will lose.
It would be a loss?
Yes.
Could you sell it, take out what you've invested in it versus what you owe? Could you get out clean?
What's it worth and what's left on the mortgage?
We gave a 20% down. The house is worth what we purchased it at right now, $465.
And what's your mortgage loan?
We gave 20% down, so whatever that was, $90-something thousand.
Okay.
That's all that has been paid on the house. We've invested over $120,000 in payment.
So you get your 20% back, but you're still in the hole because of all the six figures you invested into it. But that's called sunk cost fallacy. You may never get that money back.
Yes.
So that may be the biggest stupid tax you pay in your life. But the problem I'm seeing right now is that 40% of your take-home pay is going towards the mortgage.
Yes.
And that's before the tolls and the gas and the kids. Yeah. And so right now you can't breathe.
Mm-hmm.
So this isn't a sustainable lifestyle to begin with, even with the extra $700 coming in.
Okay. So I this is really hard because it's one of those things that we're afraid of the unknown. I don't think we'll be able to make what we make now in another state. And we'll still have $117,000 in debt in another state. And we won't be able to bring home what we're bringing now.
I wouldn't put that out into the world. You work remote, correct? Could you move out of New York?
They're doing me a favor because I am a high-risk pregnancy.
Uh-huh.
But no, I'm required in the office.
What do you make annually?
I make $70,000.
Doing what?
I'm an HR analyst.
You absolutely can make $70,000 outside of New York. And if you make $60,000 in the state of Tennessee, you keep a chunk of that money because there's no state income tax.
Oh, wow.
And you can make $60,000 being a math teacher in the right school district. So here's what I'm saying. I don't want you to limit yourself on fantasy, on imagination, because y'all are in desperate need of data, of facts. And your husband, what does he do at the airport?
He is a coordinator that helps with the aircraft records.
Okay. I travel all over the country, so does George. We've been to a lot of airports. They need a lot of coordination across the country. Okay. And I bet he could coordinate all kinds of different things. Here's what I'm saying. You'll have to get real about the fact that you'll have created a life for yourselves that is not sustainable. You cannot live in the life you've created. Whether that means move, whether that means different jobs, whether that means sell your house. And yes, you're going to eat the $100,000 you put into it. That stinks. But you can get out, Steven, rent for a couple of years, move to Kansas, move to Texas. I don't care what you do, but I want you to imagine a life where you've got peace, and you got to build from there.